All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday, November 21st, 2023 Select Board meeting. This meeting will be broadcast live and recorded by Foxborough Cable Access. Dennis, why don't you lead us in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Before we get any further, our acting town manager, Paige, is not with us tonight. She took ill. She apologizes. There will be a couple of things on the agenda we're going to probably postpone till our next meeting, but we'll get to them as the agenda moves along. Anybody here for citizens input?
Negative, sir.
Anyone on Zoom or anything wanting to come in? Okay, great. All right, thank you. We're going to move, is Chris zooming in? Chris, are you,
Should be, but were you going to hear what he had to say on the policy or wait on that one?
No, I think we could talk a little bit about the bench policy, at least get the conversation started. Mike, Chris isn't zooming in, is he?
There's currently nobody on Zoom.
Okay.
I put up a list there so you can see it.
Nobody.
All right.
It's blank.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, I think we can kind of kick off that we reviewed it already. From what I recall, we talked about benches, but then we wanted to add trees, too.
Yeah, so we in the packet is a draft of a policy going forward. It kind of first started with questions about replacing the benches on the common and a couple along Commercial Street. There were some funds that were floated around. We were checking to see whether those funds, especially from the Disability Commission, could be used. So we came up with, there was no real policy on the benches up the common. Some of those benches had plaques on them, so that was, we had to do a little bit of research on that to see. We had no idea how those plaques were even put on there, but with some research by a, not necessarily maybe becoming a historian, Heather Harding, the history on some of those plaques on the benches. The benches were installed in 1936. They were 24 of them were replaced in 1971, just the plain benches with no names. But in 1997, Boy Scout John McLean took the project of cleaning up the common and replacing the worn-out benches for a third time as part of an Eagle Scout project. Jerry Rodman, who was a member of the Board of Selectmen at the time, led a fundraising effort to find 20 sponsors to pay $500 each to sponsor a bench. And in exchange, each donor would get a plaque on their bench to commemorate their donation. The benches cost far less than the $500, and the extra money was used for future upkeep. An account was also set up at Foxborough Savings Bank for anyone who wanted to contribute. So going forward, a lot of those benches, especially the ones with concrete sides, are breaking down. We've all seen them. There's a lot of mold, moss growing on those benches. So we're starting to look into replacing them. So that's why we went so far as to set up a policy. We've got potential funding. I think we're going to go with a similar type of, anybody that wants to donate a bench could, have that plaque put on it. There's going to be a screening committee of us, on the board, and that's sort of where we are right now.
We do have Chris now, too. I don't know if you saw him,
Okay.
Jim, when we were talking.
Nope, I didn't. All right, Chris?
Hello there.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now. So Chris, I just gave a little bit of a history on where the benches came from. In the past, I'm sure you saw that little historical update from Heather Harding. She did a little research for us. And it just got to the point where we're
Yes.
thinking of, we're going to replace them. And it was perfect timing for maybe you to come in and talk a little bit about the benches themselves. And so, yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, there are 21 benches on the common, or have been historically. I think we're short a few. We've removed some that have been damaged beyond repair. We are looking at adding another 2 to 3 on Central Street in front of the storefronts, and then 1 more over in front of the steamer shed. Kind of various funding thoughts for this. We're looking at fundraising for the majority of them, putting an effort in just after the new year to have public apply to sponsor a bench. The Commission on Disability has offered to donate money to add the bench in front of the steamer shed, along with probably 2 in front of the storefronts on Central Street. And then we've actually gone forward and we're going to purchase and order all of the benches, so that we have one order through MassCore, which is an association with the state. They actually make them locally in the correctional facilities. They actually offer that service along with some other supplies and stuff to purchase and make those benches, so that we'll have one order for all those benches. The intention is that they'll come in sometime over the winter, and we will pour new concrete pads for all the benches that need them on the common, and then have them installed sometime, early spring, assuming that they all come in from MassCore. The policy itself looks at, as Doc said, accepting donations and sponsorships for those benches. We're looking at, for the benches on the common, the uptown area would be a black bench, metal in material, that kind of matches the decor, the fence up around the common, the black fluted light poles that are up there now. It kind of matches the decor on the common itself. So we were looking at that. The policy also speaks to benches outside of the uptown area. So any recreation area, people can, again, donate to sponsor a bench. Similar to what got installed over by the pickleball courts by recreation. They're a recycled plastic bench. So those could go to any of the parks, any of the ball fields, anywhere somebody might want to donate and sponsor a bench. We could install those benches there. And then there's also a tree policy within this. So we would look at if people wanted to, again, donate a tree in memory of somebody, they could do that within this policy. Kind of gives the town manager, the DPW director, some say over location, and then it gives the board the option to review all of the applications and figure out, if we get 25 people that want to donate money, then great, we have spots for 25 benches. If we have 50, then there has to be some review by the board as far as who actually gets, top priority in town based on their service to the town, their history within the town. And that'd be something the board would come back and say, here's our top 25. These are the people we're actually going to accept donations from. I think that's the short version.
Yeah, no, perfect. Perfect segue from what I said a little earlier. The benches are going to be, though, a little bit bigger. They're going to be 6 feet instead of 4. Is that correct? And
Correct.
that's why they'll all have new concrete pads poured to accommodate the larger size. Any questions from the board? Oh, great.
There was a bench in flight, though, I understand, on Concom last night, so we just have to make sure that anything in flight, can they approve their own benches? I don't know what the policy is right now, but from what I understand, there was one last night. I didn't see the meeting yet, but just making sure that everyone knows recreation, school, town, the process to send it through, Chris. Right, Chris? That's the process as I understand it and read it.
So the way this policy is written is that any donations for benches would go through the select board. Location itself, if it's on recreation property, if it's on conservation property, would then go to those commissions or boards. for approval over the location, but it would be the select board actually accepting that donation, making the determination as to who is approved if there are more donations than we have benches or more applications. So it sets an application process through the select board, and then it would give our approval to each board depending on who owns the land. Like I said, recreation would have approval over a location on recreation property, conservation over conservation property, and that would be the new process moving forward. So it wouldn't be up to just the Conservation Commission to accept that donation and decide to put a bench somewhere. It would have to go through the town-wide bench policy moving forward.
First.
Okay.
So our board would make the decision on who would be able to donate, and the rec or conservation would make the decision where the actual bench would go? I have that right? So whoever's serving on the select board at the time gets to pick who, and those.
Or approve it.
Or approve, yeah,
Or
yeah.
approve it.
Approve it, but then recreation, all they're gonna approve is where the bench will
Where.
go. Okay.
Correct.
This is written differently.
Yeah, that's how, yeah, I read that the application goes into DPW.
Yes, I think that's part of it, and then a different part is that town manager approves everything off the town common,
Off the Tom Code. Yeah.
everything other than the town common.
Oh,
That's in this section C standards, item number 2.
That they'll forward to the other ones.
Except for the town common, the town manager has authority to approve proposed locations for memorial benches, trees, and plaques. I'm not sure that the town manager would want that responsibility, honestly.
And then I was under D, procedures, just trying to follow with the 1, 2, 3.
Why can't I open it?
Maybe it should just say, sorry, I didn't see this earlier, that those commissions actually vote on the locations under D5.
Well, yeah. Oh, there it is. All right, let's make, you don't have to vote on the policy right now. That's one of the reasons we brought it here. Good points. Maybe, let's pencil in some of the suggestions. They're minor ones, nothing huge, just a little bit of where the roads go. You know, the basic thing for us was the common, but that was a good pickup on on both you guys with the, so we'll fine tune that a little bit and bring it back.
Yeah, otherwise I think the policy's
Yeah,
fine as is.
Okay. Okay? Yeah, sounds good.
okay.
Sounds great. Thanks, Chris. We'll go back and just
Thank you.
fine tune those couple of little things.
Sounds good.
All righty. Thanks for coming on.
You're welcome.
All right. Good. So, did you get a chance, Katie, to jot those down, or we'll jot
yeah, I
those
got
down
them,
and
yeah.
get them? Okay, good. All right, item 3, former state hospital, Payson Road. That was going to be a page discussion and presentation. I wouldn't do it justice, so that we're definitely going to hold off 2 weeks for. Put that on the next agenda, but some pretty good concepts, some great ideas. Next, town manager search. So really, it's going along well. They had their first meeting last Monday. Going forward,
It was just this week, right?
yeah,
Last night.
Yeah,
last
yeah.
night. Did I say last Monday?
Last Monday, yeah.
Which
meant-
was,
Which is, yeah,
meant
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
it was correct, it just sounded.
In my
like-
brain, it went to like the week before.
Yesterday, December 11th and 12th, the search committee will conduct interviews. Names will be announced, and then they'll start background checks once the 3 or 4 are picked to come in front of us, hopefully by December 12th. Once they get an investigation and background check, we're hoping to announce the names January 3rd. We're probably going to have a quick meeting just to announce the names from like 6 to 6:15, 6:30. Then we'll have time to do our own checks on the 3 or 4 names. And there are 2 nights, potentially January 10th and 11th, that we're going to do our interviews, starting at 5 o'clock. Cable access have been notified, and then and those will be in the gala room. Those will be here. Yeah, those rooms are reserved for here. So there's going to be a couple extra days over the next couple of months. We're going to have to meet to stay in the timeline. And then after the application process, again, an open session, January 16th, we'll have a discussion on the actual picking the next town manager.
Are we meeting on January 2nd? I'm curious if there's any reason why we're announcing the names on January 3rd
No, we're
instead of.
not.
No,
Okay, we're not,
meeting
okay.
That's
until
why we
January 6th.
picked the
Okay.
3rd to have a quick meeting
Gotcha, okay.
to announce the names. And then we'll do the other dates a little bit later.
Oh, I have a question, just out of curiosity. I know one of the things we talked about was also being able to maybe go to one of the candidates, maybe where they're coming from. Is that something we're going to do somewhat organized, or is that just that each one of us will do just flat out on our own if we want to?
On our own.
Okay,
That
okay.
little bit of time where,
Okay.
the board can do their homework on the 4
Okay.
names.
Okay.
Yep.
Like a covert operation?
Covertly, overtly. But yeah, that's when we all do our own, whether it's go to people's
Yeah.
town halls or make phone calls or, yeah.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't really sure,
Yeah.
that's why. Because, well, some of us may have done that last time. I myself didn't really know that was, being my first time going through a search, wasn't exactly sure. And then, but afterwards, as that was coming up, I said, geez, that really is a good idea,
Good
so.
idea, yeah. It was the first time for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Any other questions on, good. Acting Town Manager's Report, I'm just going to read a lot of what Paige had written down, just things that are happening around town. The Uptown, Saturday, November 25th, don't forget the lighting from 4 to 7 p.m. The youngster that's actually going to flip the switch was auctioned at the bid auction. Do you know, I don't remember the name, but
Belcher?
Belcher's, okay, so that's kind of cool. I don't know how much money they raised, but that was a great idea. Rack and Mark Craig down at Human Senior Center went above and beyond. Last year, there were 6 vendors. I think we have over 20. I think it's going to be a well-attended event. Hopefully, the weather will cooperate. We do have an MBTA Communities Joint Select Board and Planning Board meeting November 30th at 7 o'clock here. Another extra meeting, but a meeting that's kind of really important, with the state really wanting the communities to have plans for that MBTA communities. It'll be a great way for hopefully the community to hear what it's all about and what we need to do going forward. We have the Financial Summit December 5th, where we have the tri-board meeting, the school committee, advisory committee, and select board are going to get a presentation from our finance director, Marie. And then after that, 6 to 7, 7:15, and then we'll have our regularly scheduled meeting at 7:30. Let's see. December 8th, something, most of us would never have known about, but the day before the Army-Navy game, the Army-Navy teams have a ball run. They believe they get a ball and they leave from both their sites, and it's sort of like the Olympic torch. Over the next couple of days, they run through the communities, and they're coming through, certainly Foxborough Center. We don't know an exact time yet, but we certainly hope to get that time out in social media, so maybe we have a bunch of townspeople uptown and maybe a fire truck or two to route them on. They will have a police escort, so that'll be good. Let me see, they're gonna go Hancock Street or West Street. You don't need to know
Yeah,
exactly
and
which street.
I don't know that they actually go through the common.
They weren't going to, they may have changed it a little
Okay.
bit to get them to come through the common.
Okay, because what it has here, it definitely,
Yeah, yeah,
like
that's why.
what's listed on the agenda just comes up through
No.
140 and Rentham.
They.
Okay.
Someone spoke to them and they realized that we have a
Okay.
common.
Okay, so what's printed here is not the.
Not the exact route.
Okay.
Human Resources update, there's interviews for a communications director, a health inspector, and an assistant assessor. Construction updates, South Street and Cedar Street raw main pipe installation, East Street and Cocasset Street intersection reconstruction, glue factory pond west dam updated, that's going forward with, I think, removing the dam. Let's see. Pratt School procurement is going forward. Gillette announced Kenny Chesney and the Zach Brown Band. Going to be headlighting three nights in a row in 2024. And it's not known officially, but on social media, the Rolling Stones has a concert that.
I didn't see that one.
Yep.
I think it's in the reporter.
The Rolling Stones?
Yeah. I thought I saw it in the Foxborough Reporter today, or the,
I saw it somewhere. yeah.
Oh, it must have been some
online,
Chronicle. We won't get to
online.
report it till tomorrow.
Oh, some kind of.
online.
Yeah,
Online
oh,
version.
online.
Yeah.
Was there any information on the Pratt School bid? thing?
Again, that's one where you can ask Paige in 2 weeks.
The bids were closed, though.
Right.
It
The
did,
bids were closed.
it's moving forward with someone, yeah.
Okay, I was curious.
Yeah, so, I think we're up to 9 concerts now. Yeah, which is, this early in the process is really pretty fantastic.
He had his hand up too, I don't know if you saw.
Oh, no. Question? You'd have to come up here, though. No worries. It's not Mr. Beck, but Michael. Yes.
In reference to the ball being carried? Both Annapolis and West Point do that. I talked to Renee Tachi the other day because I'm volunteering on that day. And the Army team's ball goes actually through the common, and the other one, the one from Annapolis, does not.
Okay.
That's what she told me. So.
Okay, thank you. Good. Selectmen's update. We heard a couple of weeks ago when those helicopters were flying around town and ended up at the high school. I guess it was a pretty big social media event. So the Foxborough Police are going to once again have the 3 Army helicopters from the 10th Combat Aviation Brigade to host a residence viewing. Time and date to be determined, so keep an eye out for that. Hydrant flushing for the fall is complete. The Veterans Day last Saturday was absolutely outstanding. Scott, our Veteran Service Officer, did a wonderful job. It's sort of memorialized a little bit Jack Arthurlet, being a veteran himself. Reverend Dudley did a wonderful talk about Jack and his history. And it was just a good day. Afterwards, everybody went into the school cafeteria and had lunch sponsored by the Veteran Services Officer. And I think everybody I talked to said he did a wonderful job. And it's exactly, it kept it in-house, small, all about Foxborough. And, for his first big thing, he done good. He really did well. Anything else?
I have a couple of things. Before you went off to the Veterans Celebration, you and I attended
Oh, yeah.
Joe's Butcher and Bay ribbon cutting. Doc was gracious enough to let me speak. We've been customers of his for 15 years. So it was a great day. Jury did a great interview with him that was in the Reporter last week. He's a great guy. He's a great addition. His business is going to be a great addition to the community. As a business owner, he's just great. There's nothing bad you could ever say about Joe. He's great. So he's going to be a great addition. There was that. Just congratulations to the Warriors heading to the Super Bowl. Just a little funny that we have one Foxborough team that's doing well. We're doing well this year. No offense, Patriots. I love beloved Patriots, but very, very exciting. It's been a little while since they've been back, and of course, by the time we meet next, we'll know whether they won or not. So, best wishes.
December 1st, right? They have the.
Was it announced? I know it's not going to be on the Saturday because the Pats are playing the next day. So it's either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night. So I'm not sure.
First.
The first, okay. I should know that, but I don't know that. I'm just excited that they're playing. That's basically it. And,
Mansfield first.
oh, yeah, exactly. And the third thing I just wanted to mention was that I have, in the past, made a donation to the donating of turkeys to the veterans that they do here in town, headed up by Jim DeVellis and Linda Walsh. So I actually signed up to deliver turkeys this year, and I want to say that it was such a great experience. The 3 homes that myself and a friend joined me, we each one. You guys know I like to talk, so and Jim said that's nice if you can get spend a few minutes. So the 3 homes that we went into, great conversation. Of course, thank them for their service, and they were very, very grateful. I would just say some of you guys may have done this before. It was the first time I actually participated in the going to donate. It made you feel so good. It was a great day, and to anybody, if you haven't before, I know they're always looking for volunteers, and it was a great. Last weekend was a great weekend across town, and so congratulations to Jim and Linda for heading that up. I think he said this was their maybe 11th year. Don't quote me on that, but they've been doing it for quite some time, and as always, a great event for sure.
I have some.
Go ahead, yeah.
So I tried the Joe's steak tips and stuffed shrimp over the weekend. They were excellent. But that's not what I want to say.
But I digress.
Yeah, but I digress. So I went to the Northeast Health Services ribbon cutting. And I was there, and Senator Feeney was there. And we both offered some remarks, and I know a lot about the mental health business, so gave me an opportunity to talk about it. I don't think that's getting enough press. They have that facility here now in Foxborough, on Foxborough Boulevard, and I think there's like 15 to 20 treatment areas, and psychiatrists and psychologists where there's such a shortage in southeastern Massachusetts. This is a real important step for Foxborough, and I think it's kind of flying under the radar, because everybody knows, the need for mental health services, substance abuse, or just, mental health itself is so great, and the access issues are so huge. Having them there at that location, beautiful building. They did a great job. Usually you walk into a mental health clinic, quite frankly, and it doesn't look like this one. So I just wanted to bring it to the attention of the select board, because if you weren't there, you probably wouldn't know, and I haven't seen a lot of press coverage. If Jeff was here, I was going to mention something to him, because I think it's a great story for Foxborough to have this service, right in our midst and accessible for all of the people that need these services in these really scary times.
Yeah, especially since COVID.
Right.
It's even compounded that much more.
Right, no, exactly.
Well, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. And one more thing while we're still in the Selectmen's update. We're flying right along, although can't break a record tonight. I got invited to, last Thursday, the Security and Safety Table Talk exercise for the Army-Navy game as I said, last Thursday. And I got to tell you, it was really a very remarkable event. It was hosted by the Craft Security Group. There were about 150 people in attendance. It was Homeland Security, FBI, Foxborough Police, Foxborough Fire, security from Annapolis and West Point, State Police, trying to think about going around the table, Gillette Security. And it was remarkable to see the interdepartmental cooperation between all the agencies. And it was three different what-if scenarios, and who takes lead, and where do you go, and how do they stay in communications, and how does each piece fit together with the other pieces. And on all three scenarios, the first person they looked at was Chief Grace, and the second person was Chief Kelleher. Those two gentlemen did a remarkable job that way, that day. And I was sitting with Rep. Barros and Senator Feeney, sort of off to the side. And the three of us were just blown away with how they were able to come up with answers to all the scenarios. And to think that here you got Homeland Security and National and FBI, and here we are, a little podunk town of Foxborough, and a police and fire department with less than 100 individuals together on their staffs is running this program and doing quite well. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I did have Chief Grace and the MC. We were talking together, saying, and this is nothing compared to World Cup in a couple of years. So be prepared, be proud. Be proud of everybody up at that public safety building. And it's going to be one heck of an event on December 9th. And those people are going to be there almost for 24 hours. Chief Grace already said he's going to be there at 5 in the morning, and the game doesn't even start till 3. So they did a phenomenal job. Any other?
I got the lottery for 2 tickets to that game.
You got, really? Yeah. Through that website for
Yeah.
Foxborough residents?
Foxborough residents.
Good for you.
The street sweepers are out too, I just noticed, because they came by my house last night, so just an FYI, if you hear them at night.
All right, let me just get back on track here. I think it's action items.
Yeah, and we just have 2. The first one is to appoint Joseph Sanders. And is that you? Okay, I was going to say, I think that's you, right, Mr. Sanders? Okay. So I just wanted to acknowledge that you are here in person for your appointment. So just a motion to appoint Joseph R. Sanders to the Veteran Services Advisory Committee for a term to end May 31st, 2025.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Mr. Sanders said he wanted to get involved, and he
He
kept
is,
his word
yes.
on that, and here he is, so
All righty, all those in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next is motion to approve the November 7th, 2023 Select Board Minutes.
Second.
Any further discussion?
I did have one quick
Sure.
thing, Mark's initials. Just need updating on those.
Okay.
So I think we can approve them as is. And then I think we just need to list the people that were on Zoom as well. Sorry, I didn't notice them
Thank you.
earlier, else
No,
I
it's
would
good.
have
Thank
sent it to
you.
you in
What are the
advance.
initials? D?
LG.
Oh.
You're now LG?
Elchie?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I caught it was my initials, so.
How'd I miss that?
All right, all those in favor? Aye. We did find out last week that even if you weren't on the board at the time of approving minutes, that the sitting board can approve those minutes. They're not necessarily approving the content, they're approving allowing them to go forward.
And same thing if you weren't present at a meeting.
You can still, correct.
You can still
You can
approve
still
minutes.
approve them. And also, on our website, are our personal telephones numbers not on there anymore?
I don't believe so. I think it's just your Town of Foxborough email.
Just the Town of Foxborough email. Okay. All right.
All right, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Good night, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And happy
Happy Thanksgiving, that's right.
Right, that's.